All right, these are some of my Joes, and some of them are newer, some of them are older. These are just a small amount of them. These are some of my favorites. I have quite a few other ones in some cases and things, and we'll bring those out and kind of go through them as well. But these are uh, so again, some of them are my favorites. As you probably have watched another video, the intro video for all of this, most of my Joes have disappeared over the years, and from one major exodus, unfortunately, on my ignorance and my part, which my Joes saw epic battles, so most of them were pretty beat up and pretty decimated from all the action, and so are my vehicles, and we'll go through some of that too as we do this. But you'll see a few favorites back here. Here's my Cobras. These are just the ones that I've got in here. I've got Tomax and Saymont and a few others, of course, and all the Dreadnoks and whatnot. But most of them are upstairs. These are some of the ones that are in my office just kind of hanging out. And so, of course, Cobra Commander's R10 and a Firefly from the early 90s. I actually was probably one of the last G.I. Joes I ever bought. I was well out of G.I. Joe by this point in my life as I was graduating high school. But I saw him, thought he was really cool. I have a Flint that is from that same era, of course, Destro. And then, of course, you see a few other favorites. My favorite character of all time is Flint. I love Flint. I love his character on the show. I love his action figure. I've probably had 4 to 5 Flints because they've been beat up and lost in epic, battles. And so, of course, Lady J and Shipwreck and this Snake Eyes from the 90s, not one of my original characters. They're from my buddy Greg. You can see he doesn't even have all his arms. We'll talk about some of that in other videos. And of course, we have Beachhead, and there's a newer version. I think it's version 3, Roadblock and Ace, Alpine, Doc, and Gung Ho. Quick Kick, one of my favorite characters there, and Bazooka. Of course, if you have Alpine, you gotta have Bazooka. They're the Laurel and Hardy of G.I. Joe, it seems to be. And we've got Tunnel Rat, and then this guy in the back, he is just a click and play or one of those other G.I. Joe knockoff characters, but a great filler character. Of course, Spirit and Sergeant Slaughter, and 90s Roadblock, again, not my character, my buddy Greg's. This Hawk that he had, he was a 90s character as well, also my buddy Greg's. And then Deep Six and Wild Bill. And of course, right here in the front, character I never had when I was younger, but had to have once we got this kind of going back up and going. And same thing with the Polar Battle Bear. Never had a Polar Battle Bear. But I was excited to have this combination. Don't care if I have any of Snowjob's accessories. I think the only thing I have is his gun and maybe one ski. But this is my favorite way to have him is ready to go in his snowmobile, the Polar Battle Bear. And so, but these are just some of the characters. And of course, you can see some seasons of G.I. Joe there. I'm trying to get my son all pumped up. Caleb is steadily getting very excited about G.I. Joe. I think he's more excited about the thought of making videos than he is about playing with the characters. Hopefully that will swap at some point. But anyway, this is just a few of the characters. We're going to showcase a few more and kind of talk about why they're wearing different limbs and why they're not complete in some ways, and why, and we'll talk to those things later on. Thanks, guys.